Okay, here we go. The Planet Mikey Show.
He's about to get crazy and wild. Stay for a while. Don't touch your radio dial.
Planet Mikey Show.
Kicking it back, sports talk. Listen to that and stay tuned for some giggles and laughs. Go.
Mikey, it's Bill. I'm looking out my south window, and there is Mercury, and just above it is Venus, perihelion. Then I look out my skylight, and there is Saturn. Oh, my God, there's a fucking satellite going by that way. I saw Skylab, and next to it is this Saturn and Jupiter. Then I look to the left, and there's the red star, or planet Mars. There's Betelgeuse, belt of Orion. The only thing missing is Uranus.
Welcome to the Planet Mikey Show.
And who would expect a spaceman to be looking skyward at any given time?
It's a long way to go for that one. That was a good one.
He's always looking in the sky, though. The first thing he does when he goes out, he looks up. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Lori and I were out there maybe a couple of months ago.
Out where?
Out in the back, and we shut off all the lights so that I'm going to slap you.
We were out there, I think, Montana? No.
But we laid in the lawn chair and looked up at the sky, and we saw the Starlink go by, 6 of them in a row, just moving right across.
Wow.
Satellites, that kind of thing.
I like the heavens. I always liked heavenly bodies.
Yeah.
I never got lucky enough to have that many of them. I did. Well, I was one of the few people that you know that have ever ridden a blimp, though.
That is true.
Was that the MetLife blimp?
No, it was the Pizza Hut blimp.
Pizza Hut.
Well, I also rode in the Goodyear blimp. And
Two blimps?
I rode a bunch of blimps in college, too.
Well, we all go through that phase.
Did you get to fly it at all? Or?
Speaking of that, we're going to talk about a big fat person. I don't want anybody to get upset, because the fact of the matter is, just because you're fat doesn't mean people don't love you or that you don't have somebody out there that's meant to be with you.
But there's an important part to this story that you, Mike Adams, the 5-star Lyft driver.
Yes. And Uber.
You have personal experience with all types of people, races, creeds, colors.
Everything.
Smells.
Everything.
Weight.
Many different smells, too. Bill Smith, Ben Kitchen.
Hello.
And this is episode 301.
Ooh.
I mean, we have been around. We're like a pair of old shorts you can't throw away. Sort of. I want to talk about the recycling of my wardrobe, too. But first, let's just mention the sponsors and get that out of the way.
Jesus, like it's a pain in the ass?
Pro Automotive, Webster and Dudley. You got a thing for it? Go. Ready? Go.
If you've got trouble with your car, truck, or SUV, Pro Automotive.
Webster and Dudley, they're good at what they do. My grandma's coffee cake, they're also very good at what they do. And world-renowned, by the way, the coffee cake of the stars.
Yep.
I remember Bob Cates, the owner of the company, telling me, he said, do you know how many of these cakes Rob Reiner orders every year? I said, how many? He said, a lot. Anyway. And my friend Billy orders cakes for Christmas for everybody. You got one.
Yes, I did. It was
They
delicious.
make a great gift because no one ever doesn't appreciate them.
Oh, yeah.
They're
My
yummy.
grandma's coffee cakes. So I was eating a Slim Jim last night.
Okay.
It's the meat snack,
Yep.
not some guy named Jim who's real thin. That's gross. Yeah. I grabbed the Slim Jim out of for Christmas. I got a big box of them, 48 count or whatever. And I said, what's that? Eating
Who
them.
gave you that?
My wife.
Yeah,
she
she's the best.
wants me gone.
That's a man. That's a man gift, though.
And
That's a good one.
She knows that I will be if I keep eating the Slim Jims because listen to the ingredients, okay? Beef, okay, fine.
Yeah, sure.
Pork, yeah. Mechanically separated chicken. Does that sound appetizing to you?
It's better than human separated chicken.
Well, I'll tell you what.
People don't wash their hands.
If I was a donor, a post-mortem, what do they call that? When you
Organ donor?
Organ donor, yeah. I can tell you which organ I would donate first. No. If I was an organ donor, how did I get on that topic?
Because of the Slim Jim.
You want your organs mechanically separated?
Well, no.
Is that where we're going?
Yes,
Okay.
because that's what they do. Mechanically? They can't just do it with their hands?
Well, there's a machine for everything.
All right. Beef, pork, mechanically separated chicken, water, textured soy flour, corn syrup, salt, dextrose, paprika, hydrolyzed soy protein, maltodextrin, lactic acid starter culture. That sounds nasty.
Well,
That's something you want to have removed from your system. You know, what's wrong? I got a lactic acid starter culture. Oh, we better go in. Barley malt extract. I'm not even done. Citric acid, soy lecithin, and sodium nitrate. Now,
So it's like Snapple, made from the best stuff on earth.
there it is.
all this scary shit. Now, they are delicious.
I was going to say, you go back to the beginning. How did it taste?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, the last one bothered me. I said, sodium nitrate. Nitrate. Sounds like poison. Let me look it up. So I looked up sodium nitrate. Now, you don't have to look it up. I
wanna
looked it
look
up
it up.
already.
Nitrate?
wanna
I
look it up
looked it
too.
up already.
I want to be like you.
You're duplicating.
Wanna be like
you're
you.
duplicating the efforts that I already went through painstakingly last night to get the facts straight.
Okay, it took me
Jesus.
6 seconds, but all right.
As everything you do takes.
Yeah, I'm efficient. You should hire me for Doge.
6 seconds. All right, so in sodium nitrate, it's in cured and processed meats. Sodium nitrate helps prevent the growth of disease-carrying bacteria, which cause botulism and listeria. Sodium nitrate is even an ingredient in mouthwashes because it can help alleviate dental irritation. Did you know that?
Well, there you go.
I should have shoved that Slim Jim in my bad tooth.
Just like that.
Also, to kill rodents, ready? Sodium nitrate is used in fumigation. So you're eating a Slim Jim and you're eating rat poison or a form of rat poison, and you're going, oh, this is good. It's like
That's because we're men. That's what we do.
Randy Savage is going, snap off a Slim Jim. He's dead, you know.
I know.
So
He's my
that's-
favorite.
I met him, you know. I told you that.
I almost met him.
Some researchers suggest that sodium nitrate helps preserve tissues when oxygen levels are low in the body. So it's also when you die, they what do? They
Preserves you.
They mechanically separate you.
no. What's that? What they call it? The
Embalm?
Embalm.
An embalm,
Right. And so that's got all in this Slim Jim, friends. And by the way, they're very overpriced in the stores. It's like $1.89 for the long ones.
Used to preserve meats such as bacon, ham, and salami. Used in productions of solid propellants, smoke bombs, and other explosives.
I'm telling you, it's like anyway. That's the kind of thing I think about while I'm snacking, watching stupid television shows.
My problem with Slim Jims is they're inconsistent.
What?
You can-
Not enough sodium nitrate.
Not enough. It's not equal parts every time. No, like sometimes I actually had a Slim Jim on my way here today. And I got
We
a
knew
2-pack.
that.
I know you could probably smell it. It's horrendous. I had a 2-pack of it, and one of them was delicious, and the other one was terrible.
Wow.
I still ate it.
Well, it's like
Savage.
Sometimes you get a roast of beef and the butt piece isn't as good as the center loin.
But you always got to eat the ass.
So I'm watching the Puffy Combs documentary.
I like how eating ass transitioned you right into the Puffy
well,
Combs documentary.
not a disconnected subject.
Thematic.
I got to say this, and I'll say it right off the top. Okay, I always thought Puffy Combs was a piece of shit, but now I know he was and is a piece of shit.
What made you think that? What were your early impressions and why?
My earliest really impression, I'm like, okay, I'm not a big rap fan
Yeah.
or hip hop or anything. Lyrically, they don't reach me with their messages.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Well, you like it? Go ahead, and listen to it. I don't have to. I don't have to listen to it. I don't want to. But I always thought he was kind of like, overplayed and not as big as he thought he was and other people. So I remember I was working at WNEW in New York, and this big story in the headline was the shooting at the New York club when he was with Jennifer Lopez and the shooting and who had the gun and he had to go to trial for all that stuff. Well, I had a theory, and I said it right on the radio. I said they couldn't find the gun because the driver in the special says he threw it out the window. Puffy threw it out the window. So the gun, they couldn't find the gun that we were talking about or whatever. J-Lo was with him. I'm thinking he hid the gun in her ass
As you would.
because there was more than enough room. And if they were in love, she probably would have done anything for Puffy. And I just thought, this guy, there's something wrong with this picture. Well, then there was a lot of incidents, okay?
Well, they basically let another guy in their entourage take the rap for it. He went to jail forever. Ended up getting deported back to whatever South American country he was from.
Yep.
And now he's
Whatever South America, there's only like 6 of them.
I don't know which
Can
one.
you name all the South American countries? Go ahead.
Brazil, Argentina, Peru, Chile, Ecuador, Colombia, French Guiana, Bolivia, Uruguay.
No, Uruguay.
Uruguay. I think I did pretty good.
So
I think I'm missing like 3.
You did pretty well
That was good, man.
For a guy that didn't go to school much.
Nope.
So the Puffy Combs special, it's and I'm watching it because not because I'm a fan of his, because the opposite. I think the guy's always been an asshole, and this thing shows. Oh yeah, on every single level, he's an asshole. Not just beating up women, beating up other people, guns. Illegal activity and stealing stuff in the music industry. Plus all the a lot of the songs he had, they were what do you call it when you have a lyric from another song and
Samples.
Samples.
Yeah.
He lived. Really, he made it big on,
Yeah,
on
I mean,
a couple of big
his only 2 really famous kind of songs were where he sampled The Police.
Yeah.
Every Breath You Take.
Right.
And he did that in Memorial of Biggie. And then the other one, he did like Cashmere. He sampled Cashmere from Led Zeppelin.
So it's like if you can't write your own shit, do you really have any talent? If you're stealing shit, then it's not that much of a talent.
It's a different kind of a talent.
I mean, it's not like Castiglioke where we take classics at the end of each podcast and rework them in a style that is amenable to fans of the broadcast crew.
Hey, let me ask you a question. You, being the Lyft driver that you are, and that you've seen and heard everything you could possibly as a Lyft driver,
Yes.
with all of your passengers,
Yes.
how would you respond to this?
Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
This is the fatty,
She was
right?
just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
400
As I walk in, I
pounds.
see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man,
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
Believe me, you can.
They
Yes,
can't.
I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires. You know, like it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like a Lyft might be hurting
feeling.
pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
Of course.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, I don't want to have black people in my car. Or I
It
don't
is-
want to
it's
have
different,
very
Christians
different.
in my car or Muslims in my car.
Again,
It's the
very
same.
different.
Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is
Unless they were
filed.
fat.
Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
There you go.
So what are you
Full-figured
saying?
folks.
I'm not a full-figured I'm a half-a-figured person? That is...
Here's the thing.
I'm sick of these people picking on skinny people.
If
We
you
don't
see
even
the
get
video,
names.
if you see the video, she's 400 pounds.
She's like 600 pounds.
450.
It could be, yeah.
She's fucking humongous.
She's not that tall, though, so I'm going to say 450.
She looks like she ate King Kong Bundy.
Yeah. In his house. She's she's trying to they're trying to make some money on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And as a Lyft and Uber driver, the one experience I had that was reminded me of this is it was I think it was like a New Year's Eve 4 years ago.
Was this in the big Grand Marquis?
Yeah, the big Grand Marquis.
Yep.
So now everybody, I don't have a worry in the world. Everybody fits in the back seat of that car. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's like a limo. So I pull up, and there's these 3, fatties.
Yeah.
I mean, they were fat. I thought these girls are going out on New Year's Eve. They're looking for some action. And they better find 3 offensive linemen from the NFL, or else no one's going to dance with them.
These are full-bodied women.
And they get in the back of the car, and down it goes a little bit, but it wouldn't go. And that's a V8. We're talking a big V8 in those.
That was
engines.
the Police Interceptor
Yes.
engine. Yeah, that's the big
But-
one.
So I pick him up. The car. I think, what's wrong with my car? It doesn't. It's not go. It's going, but it's really. It was sluggish.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, well, I got 900 pounds, 700, easy, 700, 750 pounds worth of fat women in the back. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is. I really originally thought I got a problem with my engine. Something's wrong with the car.
The car bottom out over.
When I
over
drop them
potholes.
off,
Yeah.
they get out and I go and take off like nothing. I said, "Phew, thank God.
You're like one of those little toys where if you back it up and then all of a sudden let it go, it goes
Yes,
zoom
yes.
forward.
So, and I've always been a fan of you should pay by weight.
Really?
Yeah. There's a little scale you get on. Okay, 220. All right, it's going to be $23 instead of $18 to get you where you're going. Airlines should do the same. They have the narrow, small seats, and then the big, giant, fat people are demanding their rights. You need bigger seats. No, you need a smaller ass, okay? It's that simple. And look, I understand there's some people that have problems, metabolic problems or whatever, but there's no denying that you have choices in life that keep you from getting that fat. Just say no to that fifth meal a day that's made, that's ice cream and potatoes. Just say no, and you won't be so fat.
Thanks, Nancy.
But if they weigh your luggage, don't they, when you get on a plane?
Yes, they do.
How come you can have one little bag and be a 400-pound person? That doesn't even out. If you go right up to the limit, let's say it's 50-pound limit on the luggage. If you got 49 there and you got 449 sitting in the seat, you're 500 pounds worth of weight on that plane.
Well, think about smaller planes like Cessnas or whatever that island hop. No matter who gets on the plane, they have to move people around so that the weight is distributed appropriately for the safety of everyone.
Yep.
So there's 10
fat people aren't safe.
There's 10 people on this side of the plane, and there's one big fat person on the other side of the plane. Do you think they notice?
They're going to sue the company?
Yeah, they notice that. But, I mean, the fact is, again, it's like, we don't hate you because you're fat, all you fat people listening. Don't get mad at me. I understand. I'm kind of fat, right, guys? A little bit?
No.
It's not that.
No, you're just full-figured.
It's that you can't expect, A, for people to not notice, and B, to not wonder how much self-discipline you have when it comes to calorie.
What do you think the outcome of that will be? That the guy who owns the car was worried about. He got fired from.
He got fired.
It figures.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why they did it. They did it to protect their company. They don't, they don't want to be sued as a company.
But
and
this
it looks
lady
like
was just, huge. I would say, I'll tell you what, get in the trunk. Skinny.
It's not big enough.
Hey, there's nothing. Being mean is like the most I ever weighed was 207.
No, but it's frustrating because it's like you can do something about it. The people that need to be a quote protected class are the people that generally cannot do anything
about skin color, where you're from.
Mentally challenged people, people that were born with a birth defect, or those are the people that should be protected because there's nothing they can do.
Right.
You being fat, there is something. Even if you have a glandular problem, there is something you can do.
Do you think Johnny Kruk would complain? He gets on a plane. And he saw I only have one nut, so I'm a protected class. I mean, where do you stop the protected class stuff?
It never
just
ends.
keeps going.
Yeah, it never
until
ends.
Everyone's protected. We all live in our little bubble like John Travolta. We don't have to be gay though.
Now, I'm not sure that's not a slanderous remark. You don't know he's gay.
No, I didn't say he was. I just said we don't have to be.
Okay,
I didn't say he was.
That movie.
Just because my mom saw him go into a massage parlor with a dude doesn't mean I think he's gay.
Well, it kind of does, yeah.
Just because we've read a bunch of reports about him having sex with dudes doesn't mean I think he's gay.
It kind of does mean that you think he's gay. Yeah, which isn't, by the way, nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
I mean, there's been a lot of people who were gay, like Barry Manilow.
What?
Yeah, Richard Simmons.
Shut up.
Johnny Mathis, the African Queen.
Oh, man.
No, seriously. Johnny Mathis would only.
I thought I was going too far. You went way too far.
Johnny Mathis would only sing "Chances Are" in a bar in Provincetown.
Oh. Jesus Christ!
But no, he was a great singer. He's 89 years old now.
Still alive.
Still gay.
You know who's 89 today?
Who?
Alan Alda.
Shut the fuck up. Serious?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Today is his 89th birthday.
Hawkeye?
Yes, sir. Oh. Who was the original Hawkeye?
Don't even ask me, but it's Donald Sutherland. And it was in the movie version with Elliot Gould and
Loretta Swit.
No, and she wasn't.
Oh, that's right. The movie
It was, what's her name? Oh, she was.
Tits McGee.
It was. Tits McGee.
All right, now, so.
You want to know some other famous birthdays?
Today?
Yeah.
Sure.
Today.
Go ahead, I'll tell you what.
Jackson Pollock.
No, I don't know who it is.
Jack.
The painter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
My house is aluminum siding. I don't care about
Thomas Aquinas.
the school originator.
Yes.
Tom.
And
Thomas Aquinas. I'm too busy to Aquine you.
Henry VII.
Hank.
I mean, he followed Henry VI.
Yeah.
He was a sequel.
And on this date, Henry VIII died.
I'm Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was an Henry. Henry wouldn't have a Willie or a Sam.
Or Sam.
I'm a great old man, I'm Henry. Henry VIII, I am. H-E-N-R-Y. Henry. Henry. Oh, you know who did that song? No. Herman's Hermits, or as they used to say, Herman's Hermits.
That's right.
Remember? Boy, we really went down that road.
Yeah, you
didn't we?
did.
Thanks.
I'll never bring up a birthday again.
All right, so I got some short topics for you because I'm really pissed off. The Celtics have visited and remained in lately the world of suck.
Yeah.
Stand by.
And now, the news. I'm morphine. The Celtics have been playing like shit. They've been losing to everybody. They've been losing, and then first Atlanta. Last night, that Houston game, I mean, I got to tell you, I'm not happy about this. I go way back with the Celtics. I've been in Bob Cousy's living room. I've been in Larry Bird's house. I played hoops with Kevin McHale. I played golf with Dennis Johnson. I've interviewed Tommy Heinsohn. I had lunch with John Havlicek. I'm a Celtics guy.
Yeah.
It's in the fabric of my bones and blood.
Don't tell that to the tattoo on your ass.
That's Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
that was just a stupid bet. How many people?
Why?
How many people see my ass?
Why did you do that?
How many people see my ass ever? Huh? Right? See,
Both of us.
Thanks for showing us that tattoo.
Anyway, I'm pissed at the Celtics. Something's wrong. They're not playing like champions. They shouldn't be proud of themselves in any way, shape, or form lately, the way they've been playing. Now, Derek White's the only guy that plays. He wasn't in the game last night. That's why they lost. Because when Derek White's there, they don't lose those games.
They've lost enough with him there, too. He hasn't been great this year. I think he's just kind of hitting a bit of a wall, not having a break over the summer. But last night's game against the Rockets really pissed me off because it was coming down to the end of the game. The Rockets have an inbound pass, and then Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis go crisscross on each other because they don't know which guy to cover, and they give up an easy layup, and that's the difference in the game.
Their offensive rebounding sucks. They're playing like shit, okay? And their defense has been terrible. And all they do is pop threes to get. They think they can get themselves out of any situation by throwing up threes. And it's the coach got to nail it down. Pass the ball, move the ball. When they move the ball around,
They're unbeatable.
They're unbeatable. They get 2 points every single time if they need it. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about the Celtics because it makes me a little bit sick.
What do you suppose causes them to start the 3-point fever where they start throwing those? What is that?
It's just it's
part of their
it's lazy.
strategy.
It's lazy though.
You think?
It's lazy. Yeah.
It's, math taking over sports. If you shoot this many threes at this percentage, it's better than taking this many twos at this percentage. It's like,
Your wife just put a message up on the screen here.
she said, shut the fuck up.
No, there wasn't a message. It just said a message from Liz.
Oh.
Is it, so you want me to read it out on the air?
I know what it says.
Go ahead, Mike. Read it.
What is that
I'm just
douchebag
kidding.
Mikey again?
See that? Just a quick touch on football, and I'm deciding right now whether I'm ever going to. I don't think I'm going to watch the Super Bowl
What? Why?
because I'm sick of the Chiefs. I hate the Eagles.
Okay.
I hate them
Fair
both. I hate
enough.
both teams. I'm sick of. Now, I guess a lot of people probably got sick of the Patriots the same way, but I'm talking about this whole Chiefs thing with Taylor Swift and all that shit that goes along with it, and the refs threw that game. Gave it to the Bills were going to win that game.
And it looked that way, didn't it? It was pretty obvious. That,
Yep.
Something was up.
The refs are a poison in the NFL. It's the NFL, the National Flag League, and all they do is throw flags and control the outcomes. And everybody knows that refs can ignore or see something and on every single play, but they don't. They pick their spots, and I don't trust them. I don't trust the what's betting has done to the NFL. Ugh. I think it's a bad situation going on now, and it's much less enjoyable. And I don't think I'm going to watch the goddamn Super Bowl because I'm pissed about the Bills should have won and been in this thing instead. Mm-hmm. Bills, Philly, I would have watched the Bills and rooted for the Bills.
It does. I mean, I don't think sports are super corrupt. There's obviously corrupt people within it, but when you see a situation like, hey, we have all the technology in the world, we can use all these cameras.
18 cameras.
And we can even add more if we want to.
Right.
It's not that expensive.
Sure. And
we can see everything that goes on and make sure every penalty was actually a penalty, yet we refuse to use it. And that makes me go, why do we refuse to use it?
And I'd like to hear that a guy got fired for screwing up 3 things that made the outcome of the game different, okay, or demoted or something. You never hear about the Tim Donaghy. I mean, we know the NBA.
I have his number. You want to call him right now?
No.
I do have his number. I don't know why.
He's crooked. He's crooked. So you know that it happens, right? That the outcomes can be affected, and it's unfair to the players who struggle the whole year to get to a certain point, and then one little play, one bad mistake by the ref can change their. I mean, the Bills, if they had retained that ball and marched down and done any kind of scoring at all, they would have won the game. Instead, they give the ball back to Mahomes, who runs 5 plays, scrambles in. Oh, totally different game.
Yep.
Pissed me off. I'm still pissed. Can you tell?
Did you lose any money on that game?
Yes. I mean, but that's why betting sucks, because it makes it, you can root for the Bills, and if they don't win, you say, oh, well. But if you root for them and you put your money where your mouth is and you believe in that, and then you see them get stolen from you see they're stealing from you. The refs are stealing from you.
It was just such a bummer because we could have had what I would have thought was a perfect Super Bowl this year between the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions, 2 teams that have never won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Detroit's never been to a Super
I rooted
Bowl.
for both those teams up and down the street.
Absolutely, and it's a bummer that we end up with the same thing from a couple of years ago. Even though I kind of like rematches. Gives you a nice story,
yeah, but
I don't want to see these 2 fucking teams rematch.
I'm
each
so
other.
tired. Everybody is tired of the Chiefs too.
But now here's the conflicting thing for me is I can't stand the Eagles, but Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, appears now to be a finalist to buy the Celtics.
He likes green,
and he's been a good NFL owner.
I guess I don't know. I don't like the team though. I don't like the city. I don't like Philly.
Okay.
The city of Philadelphia, a nasty bunch of people there. Do you see what they did? This Washington Redskins, now again, they haven't been there either.
Yeah.
So this big fat Redskins guy's leaving the game, and they surrounded him like 20 Philadelphia Eagles fans, and they were taunting him, dancing around him, poking their finger in his face, and he's just trying to get to his car. And then one asshole steals his hat, and they all start laughing.
Shit.
Just the game's over. He lost. You won. Why do you have to be an asshole?
Exactly.
Because you're from Philadelphia.
That's why.
How's that for an
There
opinion?
you go.
A couple things I know we're not going to discuss, but I want to mention them real quickly if you guys don't mind. In quick comments on them.
Comments?
First of all, you see this shirt? I've been wearing this shirt to this podcast off and on for 6 years.
We've noticed.
My daughter gave me this shirt, and then never spoke to me again. No, it's a nice shirt. It's a, what do you call it? Who makes this? What's it say?
Carhartt?
No, it's famous in Maine.
LL Bean.
Yes.
Old Bean.
Little bit, LL Bean. So I love this shirt. I wear it all the time.
Yep.
It's very comfortable. What the hell is that?
You hear that sound?
What is that?
What is that? You
Nothing.
gotta take your pills?
That was nothing. No. The laundry's done.
Oh, good. Good. Well, you know what the difference is between a virgin and a washing machine, right?
What?
Well, you can dump a load in the washing machine and it won't follow you around for the rest of your life. What's the matter? Well, you don't get it? It's a joke.
We got it.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Okay, here's some things I think they should eliminate from the government budget. Ready?
Oh, you have more. Okay.
Department of Education.
Yeah.
Why?
Because what's it done? Test grades have gone down. They froze the whole country during the COVID thing and lost a whole generation of learning. Kids at my teenage son's age, they sit home and do that shit for a year. Department of Education should be state run.
Yeah.
Or municipalities, not the national government telling us and Alabama what to do to make their schools better. It's stupid. It's a waste of money. And you know what the union does?
Wow. Yeah.
Right,
Union is very frustrating.
I think Jimmy Carter did that, didn't he? Didn't he start the Department of Education?
He gave the Panama Canal for $1.
This is what's so frustrating. Those people that screw up all the unions screw everyone else over. They screw everyone else over once they fuck over their union.
It would be one thing if the Department of Education actually worked, if the scores were getting better. People can't read or write, and they're giving them diplomas.
Or if we were getting bad teachers out of the system instead of just shuffling to a different school
And
department.
what's the first thing
Which
they
is part
say
of
when
the-
they need more money? It's for the children.
For the children.
Big sale.
Yeah. Anyway, so get rid of Department of Education, DEA. No, DEA. That's a different DOE. Department of Education. What is it?
DOE.
A
deer.
A female deer.
Ray, a drop of golden sun.
Now, a lot of people don't like this, but I'm going to say this about PBS. I listen to PBS sometimes there's content that's very, very good.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to they were talking about recycling clothing and material, linen and all this. 61% of clothing that's manufactured now ends up in a landfill because it's all polyester and all this junk crap. 61%, and it doesn't break down very fast. So I'm interested in that because I never buy clothes, as you know. I just wear the same clothes because why not? I like them. They're comfortable. There's nothing wrong with them. So these people that spend a lot of money on clothes, their carbon footprint is much bigger. So I'm listening to PBS, but a lot of the times they delve into the political, and you can just tell that they're so far to the left that the government, rather, the American taxpayers shouldn't be paying for a partisan group of people to be delivering, quote, information from their perspective.
Using our tax money
Paying
against us.
for it.
Yeah.
We're paying for it. It should be right down the middle. PBS, it equally balanced and fair.
Should be.
But it isn't. And
They think they are, though.
the way I noticed that was they were talking about the immigration situation and all the different programs that allow the CPAV,
The app.
yeah, it's Cuban.
Cuban sandwiches.
I'm trying to think of that.
Delicious.
Oh, Cubana, yeah.
The protective status for Haitians and Venezuelans, and they have these programs. 1.5 million people have come there since 2023 from those countries. We don't know who they are. We don't know where they are. Why do we care so much about what's going to happen to these poor people that we're going to send? How are they going to get back to their home country and where they're going to live? And well, we didn't care about the 120,000 missing children that have come across the border since Biden took over. Yeah. Well, and they're children. Shouldn't we care about what happened to them instead of what happened to the people who crossed illegally? Right?
You would think, yeah.
Are they fat children?
Well, they can't get a Lyft ride, that's for sure. You know, not in this modern society. And then they had the other app, too, the TPS, Temporarily Protected Status.
Yeah.
Oh, let's say, how can we protect and let every single one of them that wants to come here come into our country with no problem? I know. How about those nice Haitian people? They seem to be doing pretty well. All the Venezuelans. Man, please. They're just not even thinking when they do this. They open the door and they say, come on in, everybody. Imagine what kind of parties you'd have at your house if you let everybody into your house who wanted to come into your house. It's not right. Think of the food you'd have to put out there.
That would be like a Mikey party.
So anyway, as far as you guys can make all the fun of my wardrobe that you want to.
No one, neither of us did.
No, you look rather
But
stylish.
I could see you looking at my shirt going, that shirt again.
You're like you're like a
But we don't do
trendsetter.
it out loud.
No, you don't do it out loud.
You wear it, it goes out of style. You keep wearing it, it comes back into style. It works great.
So, I read minds and I have extraterrestrial powers, supernatural.
Yes.
Extraterrestrial powers?
I told you a long time ago about what happened with me and Carl Bean. When I was watching old Sports World tapes, and there was an episode where Carl Bean was on the show, and he was very funny. And I'm watching it one night, and I didn't do this. It wasn't something I did every night. So I pulled out some tapes. I was looking at them. The next morning, I get an email from Daryl Bean, Carl's brother, saying, "Hey, Mike, you should put some highlights of when Carl was on your show." I'm like, oh my God! I just watched his brother's tape last night, and I didn't know Daryl Bean.
These things happen to you frequently.
I don't know how he just contacted me right the next morning. So I was blown away by that. Okay, so now listen to this. Fast forward to 2 nights ago. I did put a Carl Bean video on YouTube on the Planet Mikey podcast site. Carl Bean doing his Mike Greenwell impersonation. I put that up there. And who answers one of my tweets about a totally unrelated subject? Daryl Bean. The same guy. I was like, oh my God. So I sent him the link to the video of his brother. His brother passed away in a car accident some years ago. He's a great guy.
Really good guy. Yeah.
Next morning, I get another text from him on Twitter. And he says, Mikey, you made me cry. He said, but they were happy tears. You know, he's seeing his brother on the, but that he would connect with me within 24 hours of each time I looked at, again, in 7 years, I've looked at that tape twice. And then both times he somehow felt it, got the word from Carl up in heaven or something, and contacted me.
You're a psychic transmitter, I think.
Freaked me out again.
Yeah.
I get freaked out by that shit because I know it's true. By the way, I have 2 news stories.
News?
Yeah. You ready?
Oh, I'll stand by. Yes, I am.
Apparently you're not.
And now the news.
He's not ready.
Quiet down. And now the news with
Quiet down.
Mike Adams.
An Indiana man recently pardoned by President Donald Trump for his role in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol has been shot and killed by his sheriff's deputy during a traffic stop.
How'd that happen?
Just after 4 p.m. Sunday, a Jasper County Sheriff's deputy pulled over 42-year-old Matthew Huttle of Hobart. Indiana police said, while trying to arrest Huttle, police say he resisted and began struggling with the deputy. An altercation took place, and the officer resulted in firing his weapon and fatally wounding the suspect. Now, they're looking for a gun. They said he had a gun, but no one's found a gun or talked about it since, but he's dead. So, that's it. That's the end of that.
There were rumors. There were rumors that he was also going to blow the whistle on the treatment that the prisoners received. They were tortured and beaten up, and suddenly
I knew there had to be a catch.
He's eliminated. Yeah,
he's dead, and it's like just days after being pardoned for his. I don't know. I mean, that whole thing. One person died that day, and it was one of the protesters.
Actually, there were 2. One was Ashley Babbitt. The other was Roseanne Boylan, who was beaten to shit and died on the steps of the Capitol by a Capitol.
But you hear them say, 5 policemen have died. Well, one of them had a heart attack 2 weeks later. The other one had, committed suicide the month. On the scene, no police died.
That's correct.
Anyway, speaking of dead, Natalie Wood's still dead. The coroner. The coroner who performed Natalie Wood's autopsy suggested it's been possible she could have survived her drowning if a small change had been made to her wardrobe.
Oh.
She never threw out her clothes either. The contemplations of the man known as the coroner to the stars, Thomas Noguchi.
Oh, Tom Noguchi, yeah.
Featured in a new book. She was in Rebel Without a Cause, right? Yeah, Natalie Wood. Everybody said, I wouldn't do that, but Natalie would. She was married to Robert Wagner, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then there was a big argument on that boat with Christopher Walken, who was on the boat. Robert Wagner, her body was found the next morning, and she was wearing a flannel nightgown with socks and a red jacket. And they said that if she had just ditched the jacket, the weight of the flannel when you got wet was 50 pounds. So that's what drowned her when she was trying to climb on top of a little dinghy. And Robert Wagner took that as an insult. No, but Christopher Walken was there. I mean, that makes it even more spooky and weird. So they wrote that if she'd taken off the jacket, she might have survived. Her sodden parka had caused her to drown, according to this alert that I just got printed out and read it right now on the show. But anyway, they talked to Christopher Walken. Nobody knows what happened. Robert Wagner didn't know what happened. You can't get to the bottom of this?
Yeah, I see.
They finally find a wood that doesn't float.
Oh, man.
It's a science project. Too soon? I'll tell you what.
It's been, 42 years? Can you wait a couple
Since she
more?
died?
Yeah.
No, has it?
She died like 83, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe even earlier?
Really? She was a babe. Anyway, we got a song for you, and then we're going to get the flock out of here.
81.
1981.
Yeah, 44 years ago.
That's the year Scotty was born.
Yeah, Julia.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's get out of here. You want to get out of here?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
listen, I'll
please.
tell you what, I'll see you guys sometime down the road. I'm sure you'll be here next time I'm here.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Bill will.
Bill will be here. Well, you won't be here?
I will. I'll be.
Well, he's guaranteed to be here.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to show up?
No, he has to let you in.
Well, yeah, but you walk in without ringing the doorbell. You just walk right in. I heard you. When you came in, the buddy starts barking and you walk right in. So what's the doorbell mean to you, you sack of shit?
Do you even have a doorbell?
Of course, we have doorbell. We have all sorts of security devices around this
A,
place.
it's a doorbell. B, it's a doorbell. C, it's a doorbell. 2. No, we got Joe and Jerry. Let's let them do the singing. What do you say? Eh? Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's my story. Sad, but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. Oh, sure, Joe. She took my love and then ran around. Try to keep up. With every single guy in town. True. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Can you believe it? Da, da, da. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I should have known it from the very start. She'd eat a taco, then she'd cut a fart. Now listen, people, what I'm telling you. Keep away from Runaround Sue.
I miss her lips and the smile on her face, Joe. The touch of her hand on this girl's warm embrace, Joe. So if you don't want to cry like I do, keep away from Runaround Sue.
Oh, she's a slut. She's a whore. She puts out on the first day.
Yeah, baby.
She likes to travel around. She'll love you, then she'll put you down. Now, people, let me put you wise. She's got big fat thighs.
Moral of the story from a guy who knows. I paid her $10 and she still blows. Ask any fool.
All right, I'm going home now. Keep away from this girl.
Don't worry, Joe. B.O.